Welcome soldier, UK Titan here, bringing you a review on the Vanu's Corvus VA55 assault rifle for the medic class. I will explain the stats of this weapon, what they mean for its performance in combat, as well as how to use it, and what attachments in my opinion suit this weapon the best. The Corvus VA55 is a weapon specifically designed by the Vanu forces for long range engagements. The reason it is best suited for this engagement range is due to the high ADS accuracy and low rate of fire to allow for better sustained firing. The Corvus assault rifle will set you back 650 certification points, or 499 Daybreak cash. This is one of the lower cost weapons for the medic class and a good choice for soldiers more comfortable with picking targets off at longer distances. The fire rate of the Corvus is 526 rounds per minute, which is the slowest rate of fire for the Vanu assault rifles. This equates to only 8.76 rounds per second, so by this stat we can instantly conclude that it isn't designed for close range combat, as most close range combat weapons have a fire rate above 700 rounds per minute, excluding shotguns. The muzzle velocity is fairly high at 600 meters per second, showing this weapon is designed for the longer ranges. The max damage of the Corvus is the highest of the Vanu assault rifles at 167 at less than 10 meters, but also its minimum damage is the same as most of the other Vanu assault rifles' max damage, at 143 at distances greater than 75 meters, so this weapon is a real powerhouse. So if bullet travel is instant, all shots land on the chest, and the enemy doesn't have nanoweave armor, it will take 6 shots to kill at less than 10 meters, and 7 shots to kill after 75 meters. If all shots strike the head, it will only take 3 shots to kill the target. Due to the Corvus being a long range weapon, the reload times are fairly fast, with 2 seconds on a short reload and 2.47 seconds for a long reload. This is to allow you to reload the weapon before the enemy can find cover, as shooting at longer ranges there is a higher possibility of missing the target. The ammo pool is 210 rounds, with a 30 round clip and 180 rounds in reserve, and the weapon's ADS movement multiplier is 0.5, so aiming down the sights you're going to move at half speed. The minimum cone of fire for the Corvus while hip firing crouched and still is 1.5, crouching and moving 2.0, standing still 2.0, and standing and moving is 2.5. This can be judged by the size of the reticule on screen while in each of these stances. However, this cannot be judged while aiming down the sights. But the COF is 0.03 for crouching while still, 0.15 while crouching and moving, 0.03 for standing still, standing and moving is 0.3. The bloom, which is how much the cone of fire increases per shot, is 0.12 for hip fire and 0.06 while aimed. So from this we can say that the hip fire isn't accurate at all, and the increase from bloom is rather large. However, in ADS, the accuracy of this gun is very tight, and you receive little bloom effect per shot. The recoil, however, is rather controllable. Other than its first shot multiplier of 1.75, the per shot recoil is only 0.3. Also, this weapon is one of the only weapons with equal horizontal recoil, meaning it only recoils upwards with no slight deviations to the left or right. It is suggested that when aiming with this weapon to aim at the neck and use the first shot recoil to line up with the head, and then compensate for the recoil of each shot. When looking at attachments, it is best to see what they do on paper first. So according to paper, in my opinion, these are the best attachments for the weapon. First of all is the scope. As you will mainly be engaging longer range targets, a 3.4 times scope or 4 times scope are going to be the best choice. However, for a more experienced player, a 2 times scope will do just fine. The compensator is the best barrel attachment for this weapon, as the reduced recoil profile of minus 15% per shot will help with hitting those longer range targets. As you will be a medic, the increase in detection radius from 40 meters to 70 meters won't matter too much. One drawback of this attachment is that it increases your initial hipfire cone by 20%, but as it is designed for long range firing, you shouldn't be hipfiring with it too often anyway. The forward grip is your best pal for long range firing, as it reduces your horizontal drift from 0.15 to 0.11, but when shooting from longer distances you want this to be as small as possible. The increased equip time doesn't matter too much, as you won't be swapping weapons around to finish targets off quicker at close range. In my opinion, high velocity ammo isn't needed, as the increase in recoil isn't welcome for the longer distance and the weapon's muzzle velocity is fast to start with. The muzzle velocity increases from 600 meters per second to 650 meters per second, as the velocity multiplier is only 8.33%. If you do, however, have trouble leading your targets at the longer ranges, equipping this may make it easier for you to land the shots on your opponents. So now let's look at the other attachments for this weapon. The suppressor applies a minus 40% bonus to muzzle velocity, so this decreases it from 600 meters per second to 360 meters per second. Generally, suppressors are used for close range sneak tactics, so this attachment shouldn't even be considered for the Corvus due to its low fire rate. The flash suppressor increases the Corvus's cone of fire for hip firing and aiming down the sights by 20%. This, however, isn't much of an increase on the ADS of the Corvus, so if you want to have a bit less visibility at night, you could still put this on. The laser sight decreases the weapon's hip fire in COF, but due to the weapon having the lowest rate of fire out of all the Vanu assault rifles, this would be pointless, as the Corvus kill time is 1 second while most other weapons can kill in half a second in CQC situations. So overall, this weapon is specifically designed for long range combat and doesn't really have much flexibility for other situations. Its high damage output at all ranges combined with its high accuracy, low recoil and quick reloads make it a great companion if you want to support your allies from a bit further back. Its bad COF for hip firing, extremely low rate of fire, make this weapon bad in CQC situations, so if you are caught in a CQC battle, try not to take your opponents on head to head. Due to this weapon's low rate of fire, you need to be rather accurate. If you find that you are not able to hit the target consistently, try using a higher magnification scope. In my opinion, this weapon is a good choice for the support role of the medic class. Once you get used to the low rate of fire, it can be a good weapon. Its lower cost of 650 certification points doesn't make it that expensive either, so once you have equipped all the relevant attachments, it will only cost you around 880 certification points, which is cheaper than unlocking a weapon for 1000 certs with no attachments. You will also have to bear in mind that this weapon isn't about damage per second or DPS, it's about hitting your target hard from a longer distance. Good luck on the battlefield. UK Titan signing out.